Somebody said to me, your kids really aren't that important to people.
These kids aren't that important. Yeah. Let's face it, if you have a special needs kid, it's already pretty much a full-time job. But you might already have a job if you're a parent, or you might be trying to put yourself through school, and you've got to go do that. In Tulsa, there's only one place where you can drop your kid off and go do the things that you need to do to support your family, to support that child who needs a lot of extra care and attention. I met Joanne Williams, and Joanne Williams immediately reminds you of the fairy godmother in Disney's Cinderella. I'm not kidding, she even looks like her.
Miss Jo has the biggest heart. They understand the needs of all the kids, and all of them have very different needs.
Some people, like Charming, seem like a perfectly normal, well-adjusted child.
You put your shoes on to go outside?
Yeah.
You are? Are you gonna play outside?
Yeah. You are?
When you ask about his history, you find out he has a feeding tube, and he's been in and out of more hospitals than your average adult has.
It's nap time.
They took me back to the nursery, and one of the first things you notice is that all the shelf space is completely full.
This one's almost stuck.
Shelving is a challenge. We have a lot of toys to accommodate and other things, and shelving can be difficult.
I asked if they had enough shelf space, and they looked at me like I had a third eye and just said, no, we need a lot more.
Good, sturdy, solid shelving that holds up to our kids and their play. A lot of our children with autism, they're really into parts and things like that, so they actually take apart our toys, and that's their way of playing with them.
I did see an Optimus Prime, and he was missing like one wheel.
Is there a wheel missing? Do you know who this is?
Optimus Prime is a great metaphor. This place is beautiful. It just like, it needs maybe one or two wheels.
You can see the electronic equipment here. Would you even know how to work this? Does this even work?
This computer isn't even plugged in. As a tech entrepreneur, that kind of hurts. I feel compelled to throw those things away.
I can use this.
It's all yours.
I asked Miss Jo if they needed technology, and she said, of course, the kids love iPads, but they simply can't afford it.
We're all gonna have to rotate and take turns, okay, for everybody can go to class.
But I think they should have them. If for no other reason than Big Green Tractor is in fact the greatest country music song ever written. Big Green Tractor. You can look it up.
A Tulsa Daycare hopes to give more than 40 children a much more enjoyable place to play with a playground for children with disabilities.
One of the things I've always liked about the Chivers is that someone always leads by example. And the Oklahoma Chivers did just that.
On September 12th, the volunteers of theCHIVE are having a fundraiser to help expand this playground.
They took it upon themselves to get them some immediate needs. They built them this awesome acoustic playground that the kids love.
The playground was designed by a local high school student. theCHIVE's helped pour the concrete.
You walk back and you see all the kids banging on the bongos or playing with the tubes. They all love it, and you see beyond that is so much potential. There's this wide open space that is a playground, but it's really not.
Our playground's kind of, the bare sight to see right now. But really, kids learn through play. That's how all children learn for the most part, is through play.
If your heart is already broken, then you see them taking a slide and putting it on a dirt mound to try to have a good time. They're innovative. They want to play so bad that they'll make it work. How amazing is that?
I mean, we have parents that drive to another state so their whole family can go play together. Our dream is to make that happen here. If your child is in a wheelchair, or maybe your child has autism, the whole family can access, and there's something for every child.
Hey, man!
Here's the thing you need to know about Jeremiah, is that he loves three things. He loves his mom.
Oh, am I in your spotlight?
Oh my he loves to laugh, and he loves to swing.
LaFortune has these big car seat swings that adults can sit in. So I get in it with him and I swing with him, and he hates getting out of it. He's an adrenaline junkie.
Swing.
He loves being adventurous and being involved, and we go hiking and horseback riding. He's just like any typical kid. He just has special needs.
If I do one thing, I am getting them that swing. Just one thing, Jeremiah gets a swing.
Being outside is so important for their sensory, for their therapeutic needs. Some of the kids act completely different out here. Their personalities are completely different. They're calmer, they're more grounded.
I mean, think about Matthew. If there were trails that went to every activity, all of a sudden he's in charge of that small amount of his destiny. He can get in that wheelchair and man, he can just cruise and go pick out what he wants to do. It's empowerment that they can go and do on their own, the things they want to do.
Just when you think your emotional level can't go one higher, you meet someone like Charles. And Charles has a number of physical deformities, including a wooden hand. But he didn't have his wooden hand on when I met him. It was just a wooden screw. I said, well, what happened to his little wooden hand? And they said it broke. So here is this kid who is missing his wooden hand, who has an extended deformity on his other hand. He is legally blind, and all he is doing is smiling and trying to hug you. So I'll let that sink in for a second.
Our kids have an amazing place in this community, and they belong here. They're part of who we are. I would say we're Tulsa's best kept secret, and I don't know how to change that.
We are here in our New York studios with 3-time Oscar nominee and the co-founder of CrowdRise, Edward Norton, and he has come to us because he's heard of the special kids care in Tulsa. He's come with an offer. Edward?
Let's say anybody in the CHIVE community who sets up a fundraiser and raises at least $500, and if we hit the $100,000 threshold, we'll pull a name, fly him to New York, we'll go for a walk on the High Line with a coffee with me and the CHIVE boys here, and I'll get you some tickets to a play at my theater up on 42nd Street.
This is a project that's been near and dear to my heart, and for you to offer that is really amazing. So thank you for being a part of this.
These are the orphan causes of the world. And I know a few million people that might, rise to the gravity of the occasion and help the special kids care in Tulsa. And show these kids and this amazing staff that maybe they don't just matter, that they matter the most.